With director, our Mr. Sunil and director, we are the members of the empowered committee, members of the Map Mendis, today's invitees, who were along with us, Mr. Girish Kushani of today's invitees, who have signed a MOU some time back, and we have our own Goan influencer who has been associated with a lot of temples and history of Goa by Savni Shetty, who today we are sitting across and have had some 2 days of brainstorming sessions. We have also had many more stakeholders who have been a part of this thought process of giving a lot of inputs. आणि एक सांगपाक बरें दिसता की we had started with the thought process of Uttar Kashi, Dakshin Kashi. Goa has been known as Dakshin Kashi. आणि Dakshin Kashiच्यान we had started looking at spiritual sectors. Through Indigo and through the new Mopa airport, first thing what we did was connectivity was very important to be stitched. So as a plan, we started connecting the tier 2 cities at the first go. And we were happy to announce Uttarakhand, म्हणजे तुझी देहरादून, गुवाहाटी, नागपूर, नासिक, अमृतसर, काशी, वाराणसी as direct flights. आता आणि फ्लाइट्सही रांची जावं बाकीकडे वतात सुरू जातात. But in this first go we started this, so connectivity was done. Then came to the part where how do we take the Uttar Kashi and Dakshin Kashi thought process. So देहरादूनाक जी आमकां 2 दीस लागताले ते आमी पहिले 7 वरांची नाल्यार मिनिमम फ्लायट आसतली ती 2.5 वरांक पहिली फ्लायट केली, which could connect 2 sectors. देहरादून म्हणजे ऋषिकेश, हरिद्वार sector would be connected to Goa and vice versa. So exchange of tourists, international and domestic, with our Chief Minister there, Mr. Dhami, and support of our Honorable CM, Dr. Pramod Sawant, we were able to stitch the MOU, and तो MOU चालीक लागलो. तो MOU चालूक लागीक आसतना exchange of culture, tradition सगळें पळयता आसतना it was very important for us to have somebody in place to have a MOU with which can connect all these sectors of spirituality. So we had a proposal from Temple Connect Come, which was a non-commercial MOU which came in together, and on that MOU Temple Connect, जे virtually जो गिरीश बाबा सा is playing a part of connecting the temples virtually and other options which is coming with to ensure that conclaves and the rest of the things come in factor. आयच्या मिटिंगेन पहिले म्हणल्यार एक टॉपिक जाली is on spiritual thought process, where we have so many things in Goa. How do we take it to a next scale? If we need to scale it up, then what are the things? So we will be to this coming year, we are looking at a lot of things which touch upon the spiritual sector. So एक टेम्पल कनेक्टा बरोबर घेऊन तांचेवर जो MOU केल्लो येता ते ऑक्टोबरान immediately will be having a 1-day conclave which will stitch lot of things with a connect with influencers and other fraternity. And thunjan we will start connecting one by one the steps. For the next meeting we will announce how the MOU was Temple Connect with his whole round. Maybe he will also share his ideas in terms of telling how he will connect the whole Temple Connect circuit with Goa, giving that things कित्याक आमची सगळी हिस्ट्री जरी असली it has to come up somewhere. Savni Shetty and Sanjeev Sardesai has been contributing from their side in terms of being influencers, because they know the history of temples and areas very well, which can connect us in building up this spiritual story. आणि स्पिरिच्युअल म्हणटकर स्पिरिच्युअला बरोबर वेलनेस, स्पिरिच्युअला बरोबर होमस्टे, स्पिरिच्युअला बरोबर आमचे गोंयचे जेवण, स्पिरिच्युअला बरोबर गोंयच्यो फेस्टिविटीज, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वी आर स्टिचिंग टुगेदर. Sanjeev Sardesai has been suggesting a lot of festivities, how it can be curated and how it can be put together. So all in all, today's thought process of ensuring that spirituality starts has taken place through this committee, where we have taken the proposals from Temple Connect to move ahead, starting with the Temple Connect meet in Goa in October itself. Developing spiritual circuits discussions have happened, and I think within the next 1 month we should be able to announce spiritual circuits which also include not only temples but also build around it will be yoga, will be wellness and other things which will be made as one particular proper circuit. ते करता आसतना एक एम्पॅनल एजन्सी अपॉइंट करून तांकां projecting the state while changing the perception is a thought which we have started with the empanel agency, with the thought which they will come after discussing with our people here who are sitting here, will stitch a document which will allow this documentary to run in a couple of episodes, which will start showing the perception change of what it is. छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजाची हिस्ट्री आमी सदांच उलयत आसा. सप्तकोटेश्वर नार्वेच्यान सुरू जाली आनी फर्मागुडी जालो, आणि तीच ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी घेऊन आम्ही या वर्सा आम्ही The topic of discussion also happened of Shiv Jayanti festival, which had announced in the last sector. Chief Minister wanted this Shiv Jayanti to be done in major part. The 350 years of Rajya Abhishek, we need to have a coronation thing done well. And Taja Khatir, organizing the Shiv Jayanti festival, tourism department will be organizing this at one venue, plus supporting the 6 cities which we have announced in the past: Vasco, Margao, Ponda, Panje, Mapsa and Bicholi. All 6 cities will be supported with the people who have been doing there. Tanka support kashe karap te kartale, plus one major festival which will be doing, which will include involving every youth, student, युवा क्लब्स जे आम्ही फॉर्म केला, युवा क्लब्स आम्ही इन्वॉल्व करतले of various colleges. Ambitiously, I think director has closed in about 58 clubs, and within this next month we should be touching another 17 clubs. So our commitment of 75 युवा clubs in Goa, 75 वर्षा आझादी का अमृत महोत्सवाच्या वेळा 75 युवा क्लब्स ते गोंयांत तयार जातले from different colleges will also be involved in this whole stitching of this type of programs. स्पिरिच्युअलाचेर आम्ही आज आमची शिव जयंती करता असताना it is very important for us to understand that as we take these things ahead, the 23rd of Jan 2024 is the opening of the Ayodhya temple. आणि ताजे खातीर मुख्यमंत्र्याकडे ऑलरेडी उलोवणी चालू आसा, आणि मुख्यमंत्र्याकडल्यान टुरिजमाच्या तर्फे हाऊ डू वी वर्क टुगेदर to ensure that as every state has started talking on the Ayodhya temple issue, how do we use this best to commemorate these celebrations in tune with Goa and Ayodhya. हे आम्ही उलोवन जाल्ले आसा. सो ह्यो थोड्यो गजाल्यो ज्यो आमी आतां सुरवात केल्या इन टर्म्स ऑफ वॉट वी हॅड बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट. सदांच एक आशिल्लें की तुमी उलयला गेला खंय काय म्हणून, आनी व्हेरी प्रॉमिनंटली द फोर्ट एट पोंडा, which we are trying to look along with the development of the surrounding area, whether we can come with the thought of the museum there, how it has been done in terms of centenary celebrations in Maharashtra and surrounding areas, neighboring states, how best practices we can take so the next generation knows that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's contribution to the state in terms of the fight against the Portuguese and retaining our identity and retaining our temples. This is something which needs to be known by every generation. So we are trying to ensure that we take help of each stakeholder and have an inclusive program in terms of the people who have been celebrating it. At the same time, आम्ही आमचो स्वतः टुरिजमाचो एक इनोव्हेटिव्ह प्रोग्राम काढून सगळे युवा पिढी बाकीच्या लोकांक करपाक प्रयत्न करतले. सर्टन शोज, सर्टन थिंग्स which be a part of Chhatrapati Shivaji celebrations and maybe to a certain extent Sambhaji Maharaj's celebrations. हे सगळे आम्ही already we have started stitching through today's program. Additionally, we have had discussions on the Veerbhadra festival. There are things that we would love to have inclusiveness. As tourism department, we need to promote these festivals, but we need the people who are organizing also to be on board. कित्याक शेवटी ऑर्गनायज करतले, टुरिस्ट करतले, त्याला इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर तितलो प्रोवाइड करप हे आमचें काम आसता. वी डोंट गेट इन टू द फेस्टिवल. लायक चिकलकालो वी सपोर्टेड द इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर. Similarly, we have requested Sanjeev and our director to depute the people concerned to have a talk with the committees concerned. Maybe चड करून साखळे or whatever मुख्यमंत्र्याकडे उलोवन we will take a call and ensure that a good festival this year is organized after his approval. बाकीचे जे proposals आयिल्ले, certain proposals which came in tune with spirituality, because today's empowered committee majorly had a focus on spirituality and making Goa as a spiritual destination, which includes religious, wellness, yoga and other experiences which the tourists would like to have of all ages. ते आज उलोवणी जाल्या. There was one proposal for advertising on the bilateral India series जी ऑस्ट्रेलिया बरोबर आसा ताजेर एक आशिल्ली. So maybe on a trial base one proposal which we have considered will be taken to start with. Commercial sponsorship for Ironman 70.3 तांकां 5 वर्सांचो आमी MOU दिल्लो. 5 वर्साच्या MOU मागीर the issue was the commercial part which we have supported them in the first year. We have had a very good response by this type of events which we are doing in terms of promoting sports tourism. Kalu volleyball वेळार मुख्यमंत्री ते उलयला that we need to promote such sports, and whether it's Ironman, whether it's WTT or whether it is volleyball pro, new things coming in the system not only allow the players to come here, but along with the players coming, their support staff, their fan following, there are so many things coming. आणि ताज्या खातीर आयर्नमॅन ह्या वर्सा ह्या म्हयन्याक जे जातलो त्या आयर्नमॅनाच्या ह्या प्रोग्रामाक अगेन गव्हर्मेंट वील give them for the next year the approval with due sponsorships, whatever they have asked for, so that can help them make it at that grand scale what they're looking for, and make that as a Goa Ironman. The commitment to them is only given that Ironman Beret Zawchana, the branding has to be Goa Pehlianman Ironman. So Goa Ironman 70.3 is something which we have taken for. So all in all, today's Empowered Committee was more specialized on the spiritual Goa to be perception change Goa beyond beaches, and tatun ami spiritual as a Goa as a spiritual destination, which I said will include all these things of wellness, yoga and other things, has been a part of today's discussion. And I would also request maybe in 2 minutes for Girish to just share his thought on Temple Connect, so that we know that the things as we move ahead have been done on a collaborative methodology by taking all stakeholders together. Thank you.
Namaskar. Namaskar, I'm Girish Kulkarni. I run an organization called as Temple Connect. Temple Connect largely works in documenting, digitizing and distributing content related to the temple and the temple dependent ecosystem across the world. Goa is an extremely important place. It's also known as Bhagwan Parshuram's Bhumi, and temples across Goa have been extremely important from a lot of pilgrims, as well as a lot of family god goddesses are based here. So through this activity, Temple Connect would be organizing events across the region where it's called Temple Connect Meets Goa, where important temples or all temples from the Goa region would be participating, understanding efficient activities, where we've done a convention some days back called as the International Temples Convention and Expo in Varanasi. So this would be a smaller version of that, which would include topics like interfaces, smart temples management, educating people on better infrastructure, administration, management, as well as coordination with media is largely an activity. We are also going to closely work in the fact of seeing to it that the visitor or the person who visits Goa largely would also get an exposure to the important temples, important places of holy worship, at the same time historic locations along with UNESCO sites like the Jain Mandirs and beyond. So these are places which would be catered, and through the Ministry of Tourism, Government of Goa, we would be empowering the infrastructure as well as commercial engagements and empowering the ecosystem, where a local who's engaged into taking care of the festivities and the activities in a larger way, we would be looking at the fact of engaging more activity with them, creating greater awareness, and every footfall that happens to Goa, at least a sizable number of people would be getting into visiting these places and seeing to it that it moves on a larger level.
Thank you. Lunch आ गया था. Lunch